Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to the Dray Way. Yes, welcome to the Dray Way. 11 days out, 11 days from the election. I gotta be honest with you. I gotta start the show off, and I gotta just stop for a minute. And I have to look at you, and I have to tell you the truth, because you're not gonna hear the truth over the next 11 days. No one's gonna tell you this, but I'm gonna tell you exactly what you need to know as far as the election. I'm going to tell you right now the absolute secret, the key. Believe it or not, the election's already over. And I know you're saying that's ridiculous. That's impossible. But yes, I mean, we all know we still got to go out and do our part and vote. We all know that. But based on the numbers right now, based on what is going on in Pennsylvania right now and the votes that are in, you need to understand this. Harris is going to be your next president of the United States. She has won Pennsylvania. There is absolutely nothing the Trump campaign can do about Pennsylvania. And if you want to see just how difficult the map becomes, once you say Pennsylvania's blue, the path for Donald Trump to 270 is almost impossible. Yeah, I'm not joking. It would be like finding a needle in a haystack. He's essentially done. And here, 11 days out, and looking at the votes that are in, I can tell you without a moment's reservation, without a single doubt in my body, Donald Trump has lost Pennsylvania and Harris has won Pennsylvania. And that is a nail in the coffin for Donald Trump. Donald Trump simply now has no path to 270. So the only thing 11 days out, and I know we have a lot of stuff to talk about, but I just want to narrow it down to the absolute truth for you, because no one's going to talk about it. No one's going to talk about it today, tomorrow, the next day. No one's going to say it to your face. And I'm saying it to your face so that you know. Harris has won Pennsylvania. Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, women and young people are just turning out. Women are turning out in droves. And they're just, you know, the whole abortion thing is a major issue with women, as it should be. The government has no business telling women what to do with their bodies. Let me say that again. The government that Republicans claim is terrible. The government can't do anything. Government's terrible. Government's awful. Government can't do this. Government can't do that. But, oh, wait a minute. We want the government involved in women's bodies. That is never going to win you an election. Never. As long as Republicans have that philosophy, you will continue to lose Pennsylvania, and you will continue to lose presidential elections over and over and over again. You will not see the White House again. Do you understand the words coming out of my mouth? You will not see the White House again. Because to women, and what I do with my body is my business. You know, I mean, are we now supposed to have women saying that, hey, look, you know, guys, you have sperm, and you know, you can't just put that sperm out anywhere. You now have to control where that goes, because you could be ending a life. Sounds crazy, right? But men telling women that they have to have a pregnancy is just as barbaric and just as crazy. So I need you to understand, we are 11 days out. Welcome to the Dray Way. I am so glad you're here. But you need to understand this. Leave women alone. It's really that simple. Leave women alone. It's their body. It's their choice. Until you understand that, you're not winning anything. And you're certainly not going to win Pennsylvania. And I'm here 11 days out to tell you Pennsylvania is absolutely blue. No change in it. And with that, Harris is going to be president of the United States. Okay, welcome to the Dray Way. We have a ton to talk about. Stay with me. I'm glad you're here. 11 days out, a lot more to talk about. I have to talk about Donald Trump and what he said yesterday, what he said last night. And it needs to be highlighted what he said, because what he said last night is so offensive, is so racist, that for you at home supporting this man, I don't understand it. I don't understand how you can support someone like this. Someone that says the United States is basically a garbage can. A garbage can. And countries around the world are giving us their trash. I mean, that is such a horrifically racist thing to say. And it's just a horrific thing to say. Because essentially what he's talking about is brown people, particularly Hispanic people. And if you're Hispanic voting for Donald Trump, shame on you. Shame on you. If you think you're legal, yeah, it doesn't matter to Donald Trump. If you're brown, you're down. Yeah. If you're brown, you're down as far as he's concerned. So don't think just because I'm legal, I don't have to worry about other brown people. He puts you all in the same group. And what he said needs to be called out. What he said needs to be brought up to everyone and say, is that how you feel? Every single Republican should have to answer that question. Is that how you feel? Do you feel America is a trash can and we're accepting trash from around the world? Is that how you feel? Every single Republican should have to answer that question, because it is beyond foul. It is beyond horrific to say something like that. And why anyone in the Latino community would support somebody that says that, I don't understand it. I don't understand it. You simply can't let someone walk around saying such horrific things, and it's okay. It needs to be called out for what it is. And that is why I have to say I am extremely excited that Harris is going to be in Texas. Today, Harris goes to Texas, and that's what I want to talk about next. Here we are 11 days out from the election. 11 days, and that's it. We have 11 more days to talk about, and then we've got a new president-elect. And here it is 11 days out. And can you believe for 1 minute that guess who's going to be in Houston, Texas? And can you imagine the crowd? Can you imagine the crowd that is going to be in Houston, Texas? 11 days out from an election, and a presidential nominee for the Democratic Party is going to be in Texas? Ted Cruz, by the way, Ted Cruz. Colin Allred's got you. You're about to lose, Ted. And thank goodness you are, Ted, because you've accomplished nothing. In all those years you were in the Senate, you accomplished nothing. All you did was take up a seat. And to think that now Texas is going to get some real representation, congratulations, Texas. I know the election still has to take place, but I know Texas is going to do the right thing. And I'm so excited about her going to Houston because she's going to be talking about women's issues. She's going to be talking strictly to the women of Texas and saying, are you okay living like this? Are you okay with being told what to do with your body? Are you okay with women perhaps not receiving medical care and dying in parking lots? Are you okay with that? Are you okay with the government telling you what to do with your body? Yeah, Harris is going to be there, and guess who's going to be there with her? The speaker in song and in voice of women empowerment, Beyonce. Yeah, Beyonce is going to be there performing, and I mean, her hometown is Houston, Texas. So, I mean, how major, how big is that to have Beyonce there with you in Houston, Texas? I think it's going to be absolutely spectacular. Let me know what you think in the comments, because, again, we have never, this close to the final day of the election, this close, and she's in Houston, Texas. That's huge. That is absolutely huge. But I want to know what you think in the comments. Let me know what you think about Kamala Harris being in Houston, Texas, 11 days out from the election. Let me know in the comments. I can't wait to see what you have to say. And welcome once again to the Dray Way. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to the channel. I'm glad you're here. We got more to talk about. Everyone keeps talking about Florida, 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 and wants to know what I think of Florida. All right. I'm still sticking with the same thing I've said since the beginning. I think Florida is an absolute coin toss. If you could simply tell me about the women in Florida, about how passionate they are about keeping their body rights, because legalizing marijuana and women's rights is on the ticket. And I have to believe that women don't want to be told what to do with their body, that women want to be able to do what they want to do. And I have to believe that areas that are typically blue, like the Tampa area or the Miami-Dade or Broward County, and maybe even Palm County and, you know, all around Orlando, I'd like to think that the women are going to be bluer than usual, that the blue vote is going to be huge in those areas. And, you know, it's crazy to think that a state that was lost by a few 100,000 votes could make that switch all the way to blue. I don't know if it can happen. It's going to be very, very close. I know that, because if I get the sense of, especially the women in Georgia are coming out and showing out, and they're like, no, we want our reproductive rights. And I have to believe that women are going to do the same thing. Is it going to be enough? Is it going to be enough to turn the state blue? I honestly don't know. I don't have any more up-to-date data than what I have. But if the election does slide blue, if it does slide, and when I say slide, if we get more young people and more women than what we thought we were going to get, it's very, very possible. It really is. But do we get the turnout? Do we get the young people in Florida to turn up and turn out? And have Florida women had enough? I keep asking women that all the time. Have you had enough? Have you had enough being told what to do with your body? That's all I want to know. Because that's essentially what this election comes down to. One party trusts women and wants to leave women alone to make their own medical choices. And another party, the red party, wants to tell women and force women into doing what they want. That's what this election basically comes down to. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I can't wait to see it. And thank you for coming out to the Dray Way, 11 days away. And tomorrow will be the 10-day countdown. And don't miss the 10-day countdown. We'll see you tomorrow. And if you haven't seen some of the other shows, there's other shows to look at. Again, thanks for coming to the Dray Way. I'm glad you're here. We'll see you tomorrow.